The Alberta Winter Games are set to get underway in Hinton, Jasper, and Edson, February 22nd to 26th. Now, rhythmic gymnastics wouldn't be considered one of the glamour sports of the Games, but don't say that to the athletes that train just as hard for their moment in the spotlight. Kevin Vero was there.
Rhythmic gymnastics has been an Olympic sport since 1984 and is part of the Alberta Winter Games. Meet Elena Mager-Lukjanova. She was an elite rhythmic gymnast in Russia before coming to Canada in the early 1990s, and now coaches these young ladies who are off to the Games representing Zone 6.
Rhythmic gymnastics, it's a wonderful, graceful Olympic sport, and it combines movements and music and apparatus. And we use ribbons, hoops, balls, and ropes, and clubs for competitive gymnasts as well.
The team is led by 16-year-old Elena Mager. Yes, she's the coach's daughter. She's a 7-time provincial champion and most recently finished second in Japan at her first international meet of the season and won the Alberta Winter Games tryouts. She'll compete in a sport that doesn't get a lot of attention here in Canada.
Here in Canada, rhythmic gymnastics, it's like a miracle if we see it on the TV. In other countries, you could just flip on the channel and you see the competition here. Here, like, nobody knows practically, very few people, and it's really lucky, like, if they ask, like, what do you do? I do rhythmic gymnastics. And they'll be like, oh, with the beams and everything? I'll be like, no.
Not quite with beams and uneven bars, but with balls, ribbons, hoops, and rope. Rhythmic gymnasts have to be just as fit and flexible as their gymnast cousins. In fact, ballet training is essential for these athletes.
When they're competitive, they need to have ballet training at least 1 hour a week, because base of rhythmic gymnastics on ballet, and they need to have this grace and pirouettes, balancing, and a lot of jumps based on ballet.
You have to look presentable on the carpet. Like, if you just walk out on the competition carpet and you have nothing, you're just kind of a stone moving around, then it doesn't really do anything. But if you have ballet, and if you have technique, and if you know how to show, then, well, it helps you out a lot.
Now, Helena's been in rhythmic gymnastics since she was 4 years old, all that time being coached by her mom, which has posed some unique challenges.
It's very hard to coach young children, the same like to teach music or to teach homeschool young children. And especially like if something's not good in the gym, it comes back home. Like, we cannot leave it, it's like 24-hour thing.
I can't just like switch from one to the other. It's hard to hear the things that she'll say in the gym, and like, I don't know, because I'm a teenager, right? So I'm supposed to kind of rebel against my mom, but then when I'm coaching, I have to like switch off, and yeah, it's just kind of difficult. I guess it's just like a phase or something.
Elena has no plans to pursue an Olympic dream, even though she's considered one of the country's top 16-year-old rhythmic gymnasts. Grade 11 student is a straight A student, with university being her top priority. Kevin Vero, Shaw TV, Capital Region.
Shaw TV is sponsored in part